Hello, my name is Sharon Fitzpatrick and welcome to my YouTube channel, Lifestyle with Sharon. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a potato, leek and cauliflower cheesy bake. If you like. Okay, so as you can see, this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. It smells so nice and I'm so looking forward to this bake. If you like the video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. And if you haven't done so already, do subscribe to the channel. It's free of charge. And I'd love to hear your comments on how you get on with yours and what you think of the video. Right, we're just going to dice up some leek. So what you want to do is cut it down lengthways. At least twice, maybe 3 times. Turn it and then cut it another 2 times. And then you just slice like this, making sure your fingers are bent. There, you want to cut up a bit of cauliflower. So you want nice thin sliced potatoes. And then what I do is I always use a steamer rather than boiling because then they stay whole. They don't go all mushy. If you're going to have to boil them, then I would recommend boiling them whole and then cut them up when they're halfway cooked. So when you're cutting your potatoes, as usual, make sure your tea towel is underneath the chopping board so that you can slice away without it moving so you don't cut yourself. So you're just kind of spreading them out on the steamer. And in the other steamer, I'm going to put the leeks and the cauliflower. Right, so while that is the potatoes, leek and cauliflower are steaming, we're going to just do the cheese sauce. So we're going to melt some butter. And the potatoes and vegetables only take 10 minutes to cook. We don't want to fully cook them. So you're just going to add a spoonful of flour. And then add another one and just keep adding it until it gets quite thick. And you want this on a low heat while you're doing it. See how thick that is? You cook that for about a minute. And then you add a small bit of milk at a time and keep stirring this. It will get thick again. And you just keep mixing it for another minute. And then add some more milk. Just keep adding small bits at a time. And then keep stirring. So halfway through you'll have this consistency. And just keep going until it gets thinner. So careful when you first add it because it can splash. So just stir it nice and gently to start with. And once all the milk is absorbed, you can give it a good mix. And as you can see, it's getting thinner. And once it's fairly runny, that's the right consistency. And then you're going to add some cheese, which will thicken it up. And to this sauce, once it's made, you need to just add a bit of salt. A very small amount of cayenne pepper, about that kind of amount, because it can be quite a strong taste. And then you want roughly a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now at this point you want to turn your heat off, let that cool for a couple of minutes and then add your cheese. It's important not to have the heat on while you're adding the cheese or it can curdle. Oh, this is making me hungry because as well as this sauce looking delicious, I can smell the nice leeks that's cooking away in the steamer. Right, so once you've let this cool down for a couple of minutes, then you can add your cheese. Now, at this point, if the cheese doesn't melt completely, it's okay to turn the heat back on a nice low heat and let the cheese melt. So as you can see, once you've added your cheese in, it gets thicker again. So if you want to, you can add a little bit more milk in if you wanted it thinner. But there's nothing wrong with it having it nice and thick and creamy like this. It's up to you and what your preference is. I'm just going to add a small bit more of milk. See how lovely this is now? So you want to get a nice dish like this I'm choosing a square one, but it doesn't really matter what shape. You could just do like a bread tin if that's what you prefer to use, and that's nice and deep, or you can use one like this. It doesn't really matter. Right, you put a small amount of cheese sauce at the bottom, and then just put a layer of your sliced potatoes. And what you want to do is just put scatter a few leeks around, a few bits of cauliflower. You want to spread some sauce over and then layer it with some more potatoes. So as I said earlier, you want to just half cook these. But if you've overcooked them, it's fine, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if they're not perfectly sliced. If they crumble up, that's okay too. It'll still taste lovely. And again, you put another layer of your vegetables. Whatever those vegetables might be, you might decide to do something else. And I'd love to hear in the comments if you decide to put another thing with yours. You could even put some meat in it, some chicken or beef, a bit of pork or lamb. But today I'm just making a vegetarian option. And so I'm going to put some more sauce. And then you put another layer of potatoes on and just keep doing this. Depends on the thickness of the depth of your dish. Ham or bacon would be nice for this as well. And again, I'd love to hear in the comments what you decide to do with yours, if you're keeping it as a vegetarian option or if you're going to add something else into it. Just finish with a few leeks. You can always just spread them around with a knife. Then last but not least is lovely cheese sauce. Right, and that is it ready to put in the oven. And I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, so as you can see, this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. It smells so nice and I'm so looking forward to this. So now I'm just going to dish it up so you can see what it looks like. So this is the potato, leek and cauliflower cheesy bake. You can have this on its own or you can have it with some meat or a main dish. Right, well, thank you for watching Lifestyle with Sharon, and I hope you enjoyed today's video on how to make a potato, leek and cauliflower cheesy bake. Enjoy!